Well, they're fighting at Kellogg. I don't know what you buy from Kellogg, whether it's Frosted Flakes or, I don't know. Corn Flakes. All I know is this: they're fighting. The workers at Kellogg have gone out. They're part of a union. And you know what? I got one of our local union heads on that I've always trusted for as much information as I can when it comes to workers. Landis Larson, he's president of the North Dakota AFLCIO and a machinist union member. Let's get him on. Landis, good to have you coming down the road with us.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Have you taken a look at what's going on with Kellogg? Have you done a little research on that?
Yeah, I just did a quick look when I got your call, and yeah, some of the things they want to do are terrible for workers nowadays.
Yeah, give people an example.
Well, it sounds like they want to cut back on their health benefits and take away their pensions.
Which I don't get that. I mean, in this day and age when everybody's looking for workers, why they would pick this fight. I don't get it. My guess is, Landis, and you can go ahead and speak to this, that your union is getting knocked on the door and saying, hey, can you find me more men and women?
Yeah.
I mean, what is Kellogg thinking?
That's very true. Now, I did see in an article that they threatened to move to Mexico, which is a real big threat these days that shouldn't be happening in this country of ours.
Yeah.
We should be protecting our workers and our workforce. I know North Dakota is really working hard to get more workers to come to North Dakota and work here. So things like that, I don't know, it goes against the grain.
Now, this strike includes parts in Omaha, Nebraska, Battle Creek, Michigan, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and Memphis, Tennessee. So that's a pretty broad swipe, Landis. That's a lot of workers.
That is a lot of workers. And those people were there through the whole pandemic, making sure that their product was out.
Well, and that's something to talk about as well, which is the safety of workers. Now, they've been sitting at the bargaining table for more than a year. Everybody thinks that, strikes are just one quick reaction, one temper tantrum for some of these folks who don't believe in the strength and the good that union has done for workers. Don't count me in with that group, but you know what I'm talking about. They've been sitting at a bargaining table for a year. Is that surprising to you?
A year is a long time to have to bargain for a contract. Very long time.
Right. So let's talk about that. It's the little things. When I was in the state legislature, the workers in building Bobcats down in Gwinner went out. And when they went out, it wasn't because necessarily of pay. It was because of respect. People would walk up to them on the Thursday before their daughter's wedding on Saturday and tell them they had to work Friday, and tell them they had to work, in some cases, Saturday. It could be a family vacation at the last minute. They wouldn't let them take it, even though they had spent money booking it. So oftentimes it's sick leave. Oftentimes it's paid family leave. It's issues like that. And do you think the average person out there in North Dakota and in other places gets that, Landis?
No, I don't think so. Working in a food processing plant is everything revolves around the product. So it's tough, and I don't think anybody realizes what those folks are going through.
Well, let's talk about your union, because as a machinist union, you know what it's like to be around men and women that don't have an easy day. I mean, they go to work and they get the job done. When it comes to your union, when it comes to how things are going for you, we're not going to be talking about Mexico someday with them, are we?
No, I don't believe so. But, Case New Holland, they're owned by Fiat, which is an international company. So it's rather different from all the other workplaces around the area that are locally owned or owned even in the United States. These people are more used to working with unions. So, but the manufacturing has been dropping off through the United States, and we've lost a lot of members, but now it is starting to pick up finally.
Well, why do you think that is? I mean, everybody keeps saying that workers are making too much, then COVID hits, and then you sit there and they can't find workers to fill these positions. So which one is it? I mean, it seems as though they're talking out of both sides of their mouth.
Yeah. They're the capitalism thing doesn't seem to work out on the supply and demand for labor. When there's a lot more demand, a lot less supply, they don't seem to be willing to fork out the extra money it takes to buy the employees.
Yeah. Well, what about, and we're going to be doing more TV on this another day, but what about the people that you need to be standing next to? You know, the machinists themselves, the people that go about, building things, the type of construction workers and talented, skilled people that we're short of. What's going on? Why is it?
You know, it's tough out there. A lot of people, they see the value in their work and they don't want to sell themselves short. A lot of employers just don't want to pay what it takes to get good employees.
Yeah. Well, Landis, I would add this along with it, which is, it's the life itself. If you go into those high school classrooms, which I've done, if you go to places like the North Dakota State College of Science or the career tech facilities, I'm going to be at Moorhead on Friday, where we'll get to see what the Moorhead Public Schools has done with a piece of infrastructure that Moorhead had as they develop these high schools students' career paths. It just seems to me at times that we undervalue the worker, that we don't appreciate how they're turning out the product that we need, or else we wouldn't have a product. And so is it lack of communication, or is it just, hey, we can get it for cheaper?
You know, I think some of it's we can get it for cheaper, and other, it is respect. I mean, if you know how it is in North Dakota, if you treat these people right, pay them well, give them good benefits, they will almost kill for you, you know?
Yeah. You look at Eastern North Dakota and you look at the situation there where I'm constantly getting barraged with, hey, you need to do more radio, you need to do more TV, pointing out we've got a short labor workforce. And then you look at Minnesota, that is a union state, that allows unions to organize and have a say in everything. And in many cases, it's the opposite. There are people that make their careers there, and they know they're going to get a good, decent, honest wage. Is this the time to explain that to North Dakota as a whole? Is this an opportunity to point out what's happening with our economy?
Yeah, I think it is a good opportunity to point that out to people, that they need to have a future there. They need to be able to look forward to a good retirement with a good pension. And a lot of places just don't want to go through that.
Yeah. So Landis, if you had the leaders of the union from Kellogg in the room with you right now, what would you tell them?
I would tell them those people don't need nor deserve to be out there on strike. They need to do the right thing and keep America running as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely great advice. Landis, it was short notice. Obviously, the Kellogg strike, jumped out at me a little bit, and probably I came to it late. But, just to hear from, somebody who heads up a union and represents men and women, we need to do that more often, Landis. So I appreciate you coming by on short notice.